Yo, get your popcorn, get your chicken nuggets, and get your soda. Because we're about to watch a total nut go ham.
If you don't want to represent
it threw people off loop. They went right for it. They scared of it. That's what it is. Come on, man.
Mr. Brooks,
Come on, man. Stop.
Stop it. You aren't.
Stop it. You're a public servant.
It is a full recap of the incredible trial of Darrell Brooks Jr. from odd beginnings to an intense end. Welcome to Sidebar, presented by Law and Crime. I'm Jesse Weber.
Oh, he's a nut.
What an interesting,
nut.
Bizarre few weeks we've had following the Darrell Brooks trial out of Waukesha, Wisconsin. As you know, we've been following this trial both here on Sidebar and on the Law and Crime Network, and this was the case about the man who was charged with 76 criminal counts for driving a red SUV into a group of holiday parade goers back in November of 2021, killing 6 people, injured.
Look at that. Somebody's grandma. Multiple people grandma. Auntie, sister, somebody little son, little brother. I don't know when it's going to come a time in society where people think about what they're going to do to somebody else before they do it. Because you just don't kill the person. You kill future generations. Like that little boy right there. You killed his future son. His future, it's not going to be the same sperm. It takes, for you to be born, it takes the correct sperm and the perfect egg that mix together that make you. Your nose, your hair. That's why fingerprints are all different. Nobody's fingerprints the same. The kids that were supposed to be born from that little boy won't be born. That changes a whole family generation. And how do you know that the two parents that had this little boy probably couldn't really have kids? Probably couldn't even have kids. And this little boy right here was a miracle baby. Now you got this imbecile that drove through a crowd during a Christmas parade. And look at the girl on top. Look at her on top. She looked like she loved going to Christmas celebrations. Look, she has a regular picture. She's even dressed up like she's about to celebrate Christmas. It's sad. It's really sad.
Dozens of others. Now I will tell you, I have covered a lot of trials here on Law and Crime, and I can honestly tell you that this was the one unlike any other, and also probably one that will be very hard to forget. So we figured, why not do a bit of a recap of the entire trial, highlighting some of these key moments. And really the best place to start, I'm sure you guessed it, was when Brooks decided to fire his defense lawyers and represent himself.
Do you wish to represent yourself in this case?
Yes, I do.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
I would like to represent myself.
What does that mean to you, sir? Explain to me that request.
Again, because I've already said it already.
The lawyers are sitting there like, look, the lawyers, these two right here, they're sitting there like, yeah, we didn't want to say anything, but he's crazy. And this dude right here, this is one of the prosecutors on the prosecutor team, like, yeah, he's nuts, man. We dealing with a nut. We dealing with a nut.
To represent myself.
Listen to him.
As a silent citizen.
I'm not going to make a determination, sir, whether you're a sovereign citizen or not. It's not relevant to my determination how you characterize who you are. So if you are allowed to represent yourself in this case, sir, you will not have attorneys assisting you. If I let them withdraw, they're gone from this case. Do you understand that?
I think I would probably be better served
representing myself.
And Judge Darrow did allow Brooks to represent himself. Now, he may look back on that decision and say that probably wasn't the best choice. But what was fascinating is that Brooks identified
They probably gave him
as a
3
sovereign
life
citizen.
sentences.
This is someone who doesn't really believe that they are under the jurisdiction of the government, that they're exempt from U.S. laws, which is seemingly why he would make repeated statements about his legal name, or statements that would undermine the authority of the court and the trial.
Sir, did you hear me tell you about the penalties for these offenses just now?
I don't understand the nature and cause of the charges.
I'm not asking you that, sir. Did you hear me advise you of the penalties for hit and run resulting in death?
Oh, he just trying to prolong his freedom. He already know he about to do life plus life. He just like, let me just mess around and let me just say what all I gotta say before they put me under the jail.
Any questions for this witness?
Yes, I do. For the record, I don't consent to that matter.
Are we going to address subject matter jurisdiction?
The written decision that I previously entered is what I will stand on. I'm not
He
going to
said he
address it
don't
anymore.
consent to that name.
Verified proof? Can we address subject matter jurisdiction and still has to be proven for the record?
I decline to do so.
Ah, yes, the infamous subject matter jurisdiction argument that he made throughout the trial, even till the very end. And it's an issue that really has no basis in law, because this court does, in fact, have the jurisdiction to handle this criminal case. But as the trial progressed, Brooks became even more argumentative and would constantly interrupt the judge, to the point that he would get kicked out of court and placed in a neighboring courtroom with audio and visual tools so he could see and hear everything. But it was intense, bizarre, and ominous.
Before I need to make a record that at
No, he didn't.
8:42 a.m. this
No, he's acting like a little child. He's acting like a little child. See, this is an example of somebody who came up under a single mother. Somebody who came up under a single. This is where the kids go. This is where a lot of them end up. Right here. All single mother babies. Come up with all type of imaginary thoughts in their brain. They got a lot of attitude. They don't know what a man being a man is. They ask men for money like it's Christmas. Like, yo, I can borrow $1, I can borrow $1, because they see their mother do it all the time.
Mr. Brooks be removed from the courtroom due to repeated interruptions and disruption with the court. You can see that he...
Look how he going back and forth like a little toddler. Like a toddler. This man was not psychologically really evaluated. They just evaluate him surface-wise. This guy he's not right up here.
Is seated with his back to the court, or to the camera. He took his shirt off as well. I'm also told that he is threatening to throw and break items.
And that's just the beginning of it. So we're going to get more into Brooks's behavior in a minute, but let's get into the meat of the case, what this case is really about. We want to get into the actual crimes here. So several witnesses to this raid attack actually testified in graphic detail.
Several witnesses he had? Hold up. This guy hit multiple people during a parade. Killed 6. And had 7 witnesses. It sound like it should be 40 witnesses. It sounds like it should be 40 witnesses. No way it's just 7 witnesses. No way.
They saw and about what they heard.
So then you said you heard something?
Oh, yeah, you heard. I heard the.
Oh, that's that dude. Oh, he's straight from The Sopranos. He's straight from The Sopranos. Look at him. He look like he done. He be in the gym. He done lift like at least a good 500 pounds. He's telling it what it is, man. Hey, Pachanio. His name is Pachanio. I bet it's Pachanio, some shit like that.
I heard and saw the impact.
Tell us
You ever heard a car hit another car or an abutment or a deer? If anybody's ever hit a deer with a car, you've heard it.
You hit somebody with a car. That's how you know the sound so well. He's trying to push it off to other people. Like, yeah, have you ever heard a car hit a deer? And yeah, you've been putting a lot of bodies on some cars, huh? Some trunks, huh? You got a history of knowing about cars and people, huh? You know a lot about that, huh? Start investigation on your ass. Give me another goddamn channel just for that.
I watched the body fly up onto the hood, and her head snapped back, and the body remained on the hood as it passed the side of my vehicle to where I thought I could have just reached out and grabbed her.
So this happened that close to you?
Yes.
You saw all this with your own two eyes?
Yes.
Did the car continue past you?
Yes.
Where did it go?
It don't even faze him. He used to seeing dead bodies. That's what he's not telling you. He's used to putting bodies down 6 feet deep under for messing with the balls.
The car veered kind of in front of me. I saw brake lights and saw what was Jane fall off the hood.
Jane Doe?
He proceeded to, and she was basically on the right side of his vehicle, and he proceeded to run her over with the right front tire and then the right rear tire.
Damn.
And at that point, I was just focused on the body on the ground, but I remember hearing the roar of the engine again.
Did you see the red SUV strike any people in the Catholic community group?
Several.
Can you estimate how many?
At least 15.
Okay. And did, I'm sorry to ask you.
Yo, this guy have a lot of people testifying against him. And these not like thugs of the community. These are white, working class society testifying against this man of color who seems to be a maniac. And he is defending himself?
Originally it was, we heard sounds, like thuds.
Sounds?
It was in the air, like bowling pins.
And not only is this kind of
Whoa! No, she did not say bowling pins. Oh yeah, he's doing yeah, he's gonna get like triple life. A white woman go on stand and say, you as a black man hit other 6 white people like bowling pins. Yeah, you're about to do at least 3 life terms. He's in worse shape than a dude in the hood killing a whole bunch of hoodlums and get like 7 bodies, 1 shot. He's in worse shape than that person. Because in society, what you do to Whitey, you gonna pay for it.
incredible to have a murder case, to actually have eyewitnesses to a crime, let alone these many eyewitnesses. But they also were able to ID Brooks as the driver of the car.
I saw directly through the driver's window.
What did you see?
I saw a man focused on the group ahead of him.
Is that Daryl Brooks that you saw?
Yes.
Do you see the driver of the red SUV in the courtroom here today, Officer Schneider?
Objection, hearsay.
Overruled, she may answer.
I'd ask Mr. Brooks be directed to remove his mask so that Officer Schneider can identify him, please.
Objection, I never heard an answer to the question.
It has not been answered, Mr. Brooks. Please remove your mask. Thank you.
Officer Schneider, is the driver of the red SUV that you've just described for this jury present in this courtroom today?
He's mental. He's mental. All I needed to see is that good close-up glimpse, just to let y'all know that he's mental. He's psychotic, for real.
Day.
Objection,
Yes.
hearsay.
Can you please point him out by where he's seated and what he's wearing?
He said it's hearsay. A witness saying that you, Soldier Boy, you're the one who killed them. He said it's hearsay. Can't make this up.
He is seated over here at the table wearing a gray suit.
That's the man you saw driving the red SUV as it sped past you?
Yes, it is.
And as strong as that was, it's not even the only evidence the prosecution laid out. They also showed the defendant.
Mama. Okay, I edit that out.
Police interrogation tape. You see, after Brooks drove his car into the parade, police were alerted to a man going door to door to try to get help from people seemingly trying to evade law enforcement. Well, he eventually was arrested and he was brought in for an interrogation. And in this interview, the investigators don't initially ask him about the parade. Instead, they make it seem like it's just about a domestic violence incident that he was involved in. You see, prosecutors would say that Brooks actually got into a fight and attacked his ex-girlfriend, Erica Patterson, before driving the car into the parade. And maybe he ended up doing what he did out of anger. You know, the motive has never really been clear here about why he did, but maybe it had to do with the fight with Erica Patterson. Well, just listen to Brooks's reaction when he realizes what's really going on.
We've been cool, man, the whole time. If I did something wrong,
that's why they were here. But do you see them here today? They're not here today.
Yeah, but y'all lied to me, man. You made it seem like they just come for no reason.
Well, here's the thing, Darrell.
And I'm like, what? If
Listen
that?
to me for a minute. I can give you a clean slate here.
I apologize.
Because you have lied to us as well. Because you came out here in the red Ford Escape. Okay, that is what you came out here in. You had the key. Alright? So, what I want to do...
He's upset with police because they use tactics to get him. Police use lies. That's a way of tactics to get you to the police station. Now, he's upset because they lied to get him to come to the police station after he done mowed down 6 people. This is what I talk about America, man. It's just too free, man. It's too free. Too free. You took out 6 people who are grandmothers, grandfathers, fathers, brothers, sisters of 6 different families. And you're upset because police lied to you?
It was trying to give us all a chance to reset. You understand what I'm saying? Start over. Because you're not giving us an accurate story.
What if it wasn't me driving? What if it wasn't you? What if it was my mom's truck? But I wasn't driving.
He said, what if it was my mom's truck, but I wasn't driving? So now he putting it on his mother.
What if it wasn't? What if it wasn't? Who else would it be? That's what I'm asking. Not me. That's not you. That's not me. That's
That's not you.
No, I don't. Durai. That's Durai. That's you.
That's you, Durai.
Why you say it like that, man?
Oh, right. He wasn't driving, but what happens if he knows who was? Right, yeah, that's what makes sense here. Suspicious behavior? I would say so. He seems more concerned with the tactics that police use than really giving them good explanations. Now, Brooks, like I said, represented himself throughout the course of this trial, and to give you a sense, this is where he went when he cross-examined the state's witnesses. You can kind of see his defense.
Do you know why the vehicle was beeping its horn?
I imagine that the driver was angry and wanted to get through the crowd.
And how did you come to that determination?
I've been driving a long time, and a lot of times people get angry, they're late, they beat their horn at you in a way that is because they're upset and they're trying to get past you.
Do you know that for sure?
You asked me my opinion.
Yes, I did ask your opinion. Now I'm asking you, do you know for sure if the driver of the vehicle you observed was in fact angry?
I assume that he was.
You thought because of that sound that there had to be some mechanical problems going on with the engine?
I thought that there could be.
But it was your first initial thought, correct?
Correct.
And you were able to hear that sound and come to a conclusion that possibly there were mechanical issues all in a few seconds.
A lot runs through your mind at that point in time, yes.
And you can see Brooks.
Yo, what a defense. Yo, this gotta be like the defense of the year. Like, those are the questions he was asking? He was asking him, so, a beep. When you hear a beep, the first thing that comes to mind is the person is angry? And then he asked the officer, so, when you hear the sound, the first, you thought it was a mechanical problem, right? He's like, nah, bruh, it wasn't no mechanical problem. You boom, 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 boom. You ran everybody over, imbecile. Crazy dude, man.
Seemed to suggest a few things here. One, maybe it wasn't the intention of the driver to hit anyone. Maybe he was honking to get people out of the way. And two, maybe there was a mechanical issue with the SUV and the driver lost control. The only problem with that is that a state inspector testified to the complete opposite. He reviewed the steering wheel, the tires, the brakes, the gas pedals, and said that there was no mechanical issue.
Yo. His clothes is bigger than him. This will let you know that not even his family is probably supporting him. They even have the decency to measure his body and get himself some decent clothes. Or we talking about a guy that probably haven't worn a decent pair, a shirt, a tie, this a presentable outfit in many years. Many years. Look like he probably just get up every day in the same drawers and the same shirt. Facts.
That the driver would have lost control. And also, even putting that aside, the honking, if you honk, but you didn't stop, what does it matter? That's the point. He drove the car. He didn't stop. He kept mowing people down. Doesn't matter if he honked. But what made this trial so different and so out there was the defendant's behavior as he represented himself. Because he would constantly interrupt the judge and bring up these legal theories that had no basis in fact and law. And the ups and the downs with his behavior was so startling. And at one point, let's begin. After he had a few of these outbursts, he actually apologized.
I would like to issue the court an apology from me in regards to my actions last week during the trial.
He knows that he's about to be found guilty of triple life. So now he's just asking for please. Please give me 1 life term, not triple.
I just want the court to understand it's very emotional right now. Not only for just the whole situation of the trial, the families here that have to go through, you know, everything that's going to be involved with the trial, but also my family as well and myself is very, very emotional. But not to excuse my actions, I should carry myself with better respect and that raised that way.
The I wasn't raised that way is really something else. But we all knew this didn't last long.
He wasn't raised that way.
I'm a grown man with grown kids. Ain't nobody gonna talk to me like that. No.
He still wasn't raised that way.
Nobody. I don't have a problem.
Look at the judge. She thinking ahead like, when he's found guilty, I hope he's still talking his shit when I give him 3 life terms. And I go home to my warm, comfy bed and my family and my kids and my husband kiss me in my cheek and waking up to some beautiful breakfast the housekeeper made and getting up and hopping in my jacuzzi and taking the kids to the outside swimming pool in my backyard. I hope he realized how he's not hurting me. He's only hurting himself.
We're doing what you asked me to do, not tell me. Just like when I asked you about subject matter jurisdiction that you have yet to prove on the record.
Subject matter jurisdiction. Where is this coming from? I Googled it and I'm still confused. What do that have to do with the trial? Not a thing.
But somehow I'm being intentionally disruptive. Come on, man. Stop. Just stop it.
Jury's coming out.
All right for the jury. Not gonna work.
Yeah, and it only got worse.
I don't care what you believe. Right. It's not a game. I don't take this as a game. That's what nobody. You don't gotta explain nothing to me. That's what you don't understand. You think that this is a whole game to me. This is not a game to me, Your Honor.
Now, in fact, there was...
You talking to the honor like that in a criminal trial? If it was something with a speeding ticket, I get it. Like, fuck you, Your Honor. Fuck you and your speeding ticket. But you talking about you're in trial for 6 murders.
One point when he got so angry. You see, Brooks had called as a witness his ex-girlfriend Erica Patterson. Now, she had previously testified for the state, and it's alleged that Brooks got into a fight with her and attacked her right before he drove the car into the parade. And Brooks, when he had her on the stand, what he wanted to do was introduce these photographs to arguably show that she wasn't a credible witness and also a bad mother. So when prosecutor Zach Witschow talked about what would happen if these photos were allowed into evidence, he said that he'd have no choice but to reveal something very negative about Brooks's past. And again, this was all outside the presence of the jury. Thank goodness, because look how Brooks blew up.
Second of all, if we go down that road, we would be forced to counter that claim by pointing out that not only does the defendant not live with the child in question, he doesn't live with any of the other children that he has. He impregnated Erica Patterson.
Wait, this guy has multiple kids? No way. No, what girls out here are letting this dude with the little pecker get inside of them and actually finishing the job? Girls out here, I'll tell you, man. It's weird, man. There's some girls, man. Dudes that out here that talk about they can't get girls and girls. Yes, in today's society, girls are a little bit more difficult. But when you got dudes out here getting girls, man, come on, man. You need, man, you need to just bring down your choice of females, because I'm sure this dude baby moms is like girls that I probably wouldn't even glance my eye at, but he don't care.
When she was a minor in Nevada, and for doing so, he was convicted of statutory sexual seduction, pled guilty in March of 2007 to that felony offense, and is a sex offender on the registry as a result. So if there's any causation that would lead to Erica Patterson being a bad mom, Mr. Brooks has a direct role in that causation.
And that's furthermore to that. I'm not, because that's a lie. Because at the end of the day,
Let him finish.
Oh, he went in the past and said that he's a sex offender, and the prosecution has evidence. They have facts behind it.
We're gonna open the door on that. No, since he want to make a record and not be accurate, so let's be accurate on the record since you think you know so much. So we can open the door on. We can open the door on how old you told you she was.
Interrupting.
We can ask that question.
Is over the top animated right now. Mr. Brooks, I'm ordering you to sit down and to let the
No, listen, no, I'm not going to sit here and let somebody be inaccurate on the record and lie on the record.
Under Illinois versus Allen, I've warned him repeatedly. He's being removed from the courtroom. And you know what? Let me dial that back. We're just going to take an early lunch, 1 hour. We'll be back. And unless he brings that letter, and he can show it is inadmissible, she will not be questioned, and under 906.11, I will declare the cross-examination closed. Thank you, we're in recess, 1 hour.
Get your facts straight. So let's open the door on all of it again so we can get all of it.
Yo, he's still talking. This dude is, damn. I kind of feel bad for him.
So
Alleged record of ableist. Stop talking.
Come on, man. Like, I don't know who y'all think y'all fooling. I set the value, return for value is documented.
One more interruption and you're going to be removed to the next courtroom.
That's what you want to do anyway.
It's not what I want to do. Do not interrupt Attorney Alpert.
So can
Your Honor, I believe he has 7 prior criminal convictions. OWI 2nd from 1997, and OWI 3rd from 1997, and OWI 4th from 2003, criminal trespass dwelling.
Yo, what is he doing? Yo, what is this guy doing? Is he staring at the judge? Is he giving the judge demon looks? Is he really staring at the judge? No way. No way. No way this dude is actually staring at the judge. No way. I can't. Yeah, he's
From 2006.
All right, I need to take a break. This man right now is having a stare down with me. It's very disrespectful. He pounded his fist.
She says disrespectful. You think? You know what? This is the look he had in his eyes when he's running down those people. He just can't help himself. This is somebody that needs to be out of society. It's a fact.
Now, despite all of these outbursts, the judge moved forward with the trial. She gave Brooks a lot of leeway. She continued to allow him to represent himself. She didn't kick him out of the court all the time, although it happened a lot. And I've said it before, because a lot of people have asked, why did she do that? Well, a common theory is that she did this because she wanted to preserve the record for appeal. That if he gets convicted, an appellate court can't say that the judge acted unfairly to Brooks, that she gave him every warning, every admonishment, and the only person that torpedoed Brooks' case was Brooks himself.
Yeah.
And that also included when the judge said to Brooks that he forfeited his right to call any more witnesses or take the stand himself because he refused to answer her questions. Now, he claimed he couldn't hear what was being said when he was in the adjacent courtroom, but an IT specialist and a bailiff testified that the volume was loud and clear. Either way, after this, after Brooks was told that he forfeited his right to present a defense, he was particularly upset.
My final question to you, Do you have any requests as it relates to the jury instructions?
Now he's by himself.
No. Then you should put the headphones on. Have you asked for headphones to be provided, sir? I believe they took them away previously because you were so agitated they were perhaps afraid you might break them.
I'm still agitated. I'm going to stop being agitated. That's what I'm stop.
God don't see what she's doing. I think God sees that she's trying to put you away out of society eyes because you done put 6 people up there with God. How about that? Yeah.
Talking to a judge is just shocking. Well, with him forfeiting his right to present a further defense, the trial headed for the end a lot sooner than we anticipated. I mean, it would have been really something and very interesting to have Darrell Brooks testify, take the stand, and particularly be cross-examined. But, alas, it was not meant to be, and given his non-compliance, we move forward with the closing arguments. This is the last attempt in closing arguments for both sides to persuade this jury to vote a certain way. Closing arguments are not evidence, they're basically a summation of the case. First up, Prosecutor Sue Opper.
He had plenty of opportunity to just stop. Anywhere along the way, one of the officers testified to it. I think it was Officer Schneider. This was an accident, and he mistakenly he kept going until he got to the end, and there was no more body sticking. It's intentional.
Again, she's really focusing on the intent here.
She's focusing here and shit here. Disguised under the color of law. But the fact of the matter is, the vehicle in question, make a model of 2010 Ford Escape. The vehicle in question, actually 2008, 2009, and 2010 of that model was in fact recalled.
Objection, misstatement of the facts.
His defense, after he has witnesses that ID'd him, behind the wheel, he have an officer that ID'd him behind the wheel. They had the state inspector inspect the vehicle and found no mechanical failures. He still says that it was a recall 2008, 2009, 2010 with no evidence. He's probably talking about recalls of little pieces, little minor stuff that he gets in the mail.
That's not new.
Was in fact
It's the same.
was in fact recalled. Was in fact a class action lawsuit against Ford for those model vehicles.
It's the same, the jury will disregard.
Information that you should have been privy to, that you weren't allowed to.
The judge is not even stopping him. She's like, sustained. This jury just disregarded. Everybody sees that he's off his rockers. Everybody sees that he's not in his right mind. He's a cookie. So the judge is like, let him go. I just want to go home to my family and forget about this dude and give him 3 life-term sentences. That's all I want to do. Come on, let him finish.
Why? I don't know.
He's bipolar. He's bipolar. Look at this. He been misdiagnosed. He needs to see a psych doctor. Yeah, he's off.
That information, malfunctioning throttle bodies.
Mr. Brooks, move on.
Okay, so first,
he said the malfunctioning throttle device. He threw that in at the, he threw it in at the air like the throttle device. It was the throttle.
First, a defendant can't argue jury nullification. Jury nullification is when a jury decides a case not based on the facts of the law, but some other reason, political, emotional. They're not allowed to do that. And that's what Brooks is basically advocating for here. He's basically saying, even if the prosecution proved beyond a reasonable doubt that he's guilty, you, jury, have the power to say otherwise. You can say not guilty. And this is despite objections from the prosecution and an order from the court telling him not to do it. He kept saying it. And by the way, the idea of a malfunctioning car, as we discussed, not only was there no evidence to suggest that wasn't even the case, but you can't argue something that wasn't presented in evidence. There was no evidence presented at trial about a recall or a class action of it. Well, the jury was on the case, and after about 3 hours and 15 minutes, the jury came back with their verdict.
We, the jury, find the defendant.
Look at her. She can't wait to read it. She can't wait to read it.
Brooks, guilty of first-degree intentional homicide as charged in count 1 of the information, dated this 26th day of October 2022, signed by the foreperson. Hey, you are to be removed right now. You will not do that.
There you have it. They found him guilty of...
Please stay inside. Please. We don't need you out here amongst our kids. Look at this dude. Oh my God. Pray for us.
Across the board of all 76 charges, including 6 counts of first-degree intentional homicide, which carry a mandatory sentence of life in prison. And at the time of this recording, the sentencing date hasn't been set yet, but we believe that the victims family members, they're all going to have an opportunity to make statements, and also Mr. Brooks and anyone on his side can make statements as well. We're definitely going to follow it and hopefully report on it here on Sidebar. But I do want to trial, and the attention to this trial focused on the actions and behavior